This one. Oh, hello, and welcome to the Substitute Snowflake Show. I don't know how snowflakey I'm likely to be, because I'm absolutely had a bit of that fuming. And I mean, properly fuming. It's like living in a Charles Dickens
LG vous propose un moment de sérénité.
What happened there? Well, it is. It's like a Charles Dickens novel. But with worse dental care. That Tory austerity, Brexit, interest rates. Oh, yes. And the Tory-induced inflation. It's turning our disposable income into disposable dreams. It's not just our wallets that are shrinking. No, folk. Poverty is shrink-wrapping our children too. We're facing a comeback, of Victorian diseases. And I'm not talking about nostalgic steampunk parties, no, not at all. We've got scurvy. Oh, lovely. Making a good entrance. Well, grand entrance, you could say. Over 700 cases end up being admitted into hospital every year. What's happening to the country? I thought it had gone away. Well, it's like a fruity pirate invasion. And then we got rickets dancing its way back into our kids' lives. One bow-legged little run after another. Yeah, step by step. Well, forget Xboxes and smartphones. We're handing out oranges and calcium tablets like they're, no tomorrow. So that's some kind of must-have fashion accessory. Well, at least we should be. Well, but here's the kicker, folks. While our pockets are empty, our kids are malnourished. Where's Marcus Rashford when you need them? Where is he? Don't worry, we've got Jacob Rees-Mogg. It's rather uplifting.
I think it's rather uplifting.
Oh my giddy aunt, that was loud. Well, talk about privileged politicians. Jacob Rees-Mogg, don't forget Borlock and all that, walking penny farthing. Well, swimming in champagne, properly. Like it's some bloody Olympic pool. And that's enough to make you want to eat the flippin' politicians. Stick them on the spit roast, although there'll be a lot of meat on that one. No, it's a swizzle stick. Well, quite frankly, you might get some fibre out of them. Possibly. Or maybe not. Well, it's like an old cardboard box, that one. So grab yourself a pocket magnifying glasses, because we're about to scrutinise the policies that are, turning our children into Dixonian, extras. Maybe was it 1984 or something like that. It's time to take a stand, though, people, and demand change. It could be happening. Might not be the change we want, but it could be happening. Well, at the very least, a banana, maybe, would be a start. Let's try and prevent some scurvy or something like that. Or maybe some vitamin D. Or living in little, like little recluses with their tablets. They don't go outside anymore. Who plays football? Oh, okay, maybe they do. Well, it's time we woke up, people. And get rid of these evil Tory bastards. Oh, yeah. Especially this one.
We said more recently, we wanted to get Brexit done.
But Mr. Fabricant, your Brexit is like a used toilet that won't flush. The longer you leave it, the greater the stench, and the greater the risk to your health. Oh.
Well, don't keep interrupting me. I know at the moment it's not good. We know that in the last, because I've sense have been, very disastrous.
Oh, is he gone yet? Oh, just waiting I was. What an evil bastard. Oh, he's a lovely guy, isn't he? Oh, Michael Fabricant and his crawling hairdo. Well, anyway, before we carry on, let's see who's in the chat. Oh, Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, well, like I say, I'm filling in for, hello, Mark's biggest fan. I'm not filling in for him, no, for the Snowflake show, because I'm having a couple of weeks off. Reagan Lee is on holiday. Flippin' lightweight. Fancy going up with them on holiday when the people expect them to be there. Yeah? And then there's Lee Corn. I don't know what he's doing. Is he here? Maybe, I don't know. Not yet. Anyway, Clint looked. Well, Vertigo, hello there. Well, there we go. Let me just... I'm going to just bring it a bit closer. I'm giddy out. I'm pushing on my mouse all over the place. Might need that in a minute. I'm giddy out and then my mouse mat. Oh, cracky. Trying to get a bit closer. There we go. Let's make it a bit bigger as well so I can see. That's a good idea. Wow. Can't be bad. Oh, hello, Joe. Vertigo and... And Sophie Shorts. You got some shorts? Oh, ooh. Wow. Apparently our kids are getting shorter. Yeah. Oh, strange, eh? How's that happening? Well, it's the opposite of Iraq, you could say. Oh, Joe says, in other news, British goods have disappeared from all supermarkets in my area. We have our Irish cheddar and Tetley tea made in Portugal and Poland. Oh, well, I'm kind of not surprised. Because, well, there's been orders going out to stop the selling of goods in the EU. In particular, Iceland had been a very naughty boy. Oh, he is. That's the Brexiters, you see. Although I think there might be a franchise. Someone was telling me there was in Ireland in the era, and it's there's foodstuffs, meatstuffs, all animal products, basically, including milk and stuff like that, has been entering the island. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, whatever it is, they're they've been bringing in from the UK. How dare they? Meatstuffs, and we don't know where it come from. No, could be from anywhere. Quite possibly Australia, maybe New Zealand, or one of them trade deals anyway. Or could it be from something to do in Poland? Maybe. Oh dear. Poland's been sending the UK rotten chickens, yeah? And why is that? Because they can get away with it, probably. I don't blame them. Apparently they got salmonella. And actually, to be fair, 5 people have already died. So that isn't funny, really, is it? No, come think about it. No. Oh, well. I suppose you voted for that. But there you go. Not you, obviously, but I mean the Brexiters. Yeah, I know you haven't, yeah. Oh, I'm in a right old mess here. I might have to move that over there. I'll do away with that mouse mat. I'll put that over there. And then I've got a bit more room here. Oh, that's better. Oh, Vertigo and Sophie Shorts. And 91 Leeds. Good evening, everybody. I hope you're well, everybody. And Orkbish, hello there. Oh, and Alan Rogers, hello there. Evening to you too. And people saying hello to each other. Oh, that's very, very civil. And the Peckish channel. Where's Marcus? I'm here. I know I'm always a couple of minutes late. I just, I think I'm ready then. Oh shit, I haven't done that. No. Well. So now we have a slightly louder English speakers. Are you talking about me? Am I too loud for you? Hey, also gingers. How is it in the United States? Your inflation's coming down, but ours isn't. You increased interest rates, and it had an effect. But in the United Kingdom, it has not. Oh, I wonder why. We might get into that in a minute. But first, I want to talk about the forever shrinking children in the mo. Might explain me. But there again, saying that, I wasn't born in austerity. No. Can't you tell? Well, and now let's look here. Hello, Alistair Humcare. Oh, I do apologise. Hi, all. And hi, Marcus, he says. Oh. And so Larry the Cat. Hello, Larry the Cat. Have you got any sneaky tales to tell? Being at number 10? No? Have I missed anybody? Oh, number 3, hello there. I'd just like to say, well done, number 3. He's doing really well at the minute, and he's really improving. So, we ought to start somewhere. I remember my first videos I did. Oh my god. At least yours makes sense. Blimey. Yeah, check out number 3's channel. He's just started a channel, what have you, and it's from the heart. So I think it's great. And, I really admire people giving it a go. You know what I mean? Everyone's got to start and, and just press record. That's what I say. You just got to press record. It's hard sometimes, especially when you first start. Though, even if you talk to a camera, I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could do it. But I do. Yeah, you just got to do it. Just imagine there's no one there. I'm all alone. Just don't start taking your clothes off or anything like that. Please don't. No. Oh, Misty Hill! Bonjour, amigo! Bonjour to you. Was it bonsoir, I should say. Oh, there's a big bug on top of my monitor. That's lovely. No, not really, no. And Mark's biggest fan. Victorian times would be an improvement, probably. And the thing is, when you go back that for the racists. Yeah. And Smith, this better be starting soon, says Smith. Oh, I have them, I will. Yeah, I have them. Yeah, you better. Yeah, I was about 3 minutes late, weren't I? I think. Maybe. Well. Oh, I better just do something here, because otherwise I won't know whether or not. There we are. Whether or not I'm streaming. Yeah, I don't want that problem again. I've had that problem before. I've done that, been there. I've been there, done that. And I got the wrong mouse again. Oh my giddy on. I'm coming down. I'm coming down. Hello, Lefty Boater. Evening. Far too many now, you might say, but I couldn't possibly comment, says Larry the cat. Yeah, he's my spy in number 10, by the way. Didn't know that. He's a cat. Yeah. It's true, you know. Bye, Peck. Hello there. Hi, mate. I've been trying to find your channel. Please tell me, what is the name? Oh, number 3. It's literally called number 3. Maybe someone could number 3. Can you put it in the chat there? Is that possible? You can do that, can't you? Because he's got a spanner. He needs one to put a hat on. What's Perry say? What Perry say? One thing Sunak will never need is a shoe on. No, because of giant boots. Hashtag stop the boots. And Kieran O'Connor almost almost a something of Britain was living below the I see. Yeah, almost a third of Britons living below the poverty line before COVID. Can you remember you actually mentioned that the UN poverty they did a survey, and it basically said we're all in poverty, pretty much. Well, at least a third. It was pretty scary, especially the kids and that. That was that wasn't a very good thing to see, really. Hello, Cal. Yorkshire tea, anyone? Oh, okay, please. I do like Yorkshire. Mellow, hello there. Oh, coming down. Can't one lead. Oh, and Allshorts. Oh, Bojo, now working for the Daily Mail. I know he's a columnist again. Yeah, getting paid £1 million, apparently. Yeah, and do you know what he didn't do? He didn't form the committee, the Privileges Committee. No, he didn't. Naughty old Bojo. Well, he told them about an hour before, actually, but he's supposed to ask for permission. So, he's like, he breached it for 3 times before he even left. Well, before he even started the job. That's right. Anyway, that's Bojo for you, isn't that, eh? Hello, Nico. Hello there. And didn't see you there, buddy. Hope you're well. And Sophie Short. Oh, okay, I got to that end of that. Let's get into what I want to talk about. I want to talk about tiny people. Honey, I shrunk the kids. Or should it be something like, honey, the Tories shrunk the kids. It's austerity, apparently. It hasn't been helping. No. Malnutrition and all that. Well. Oh dear. Oh, I'll have a little wine first. I forgot my water. Oh my god. What am I like? Well. Damn. It's just getting bad worse. It really is. There's an article in here, and it's actually in the Guardian. So I might just show you that as well, mine. I'll just do that while I'm natter through it. This is a few things that I just actually did a little video with this as a walkie video, and we touched on that in that, and it's quite interesting, the reasoning behind some of it. I just blame Tories because it's obviously their fault. It has to be. Cheers, number 3, for doing that. Cheers, buddy. Oh, Andrew Bridgen made an arse of himself yesterday, didn't he? Anyone else has been that making an arse of himself? Well, to be fair, he had a point there. It was Mark Francois. He's gone on about safety checks on the military tied homes and all that. Basically it's about 1,000 odd houses or something. They're behind with the gas checks. So they're basically dangerous. Haven't been done for years. Well, when I was in the game, we did under Corgi then, and then I went to, I think it was Gas Safe UK or something. And basically do your gas safety checks and what have you, make sure the boilers are all up to standard. Anyway, oh, come back, go away, not you, but that's it. Anyway, I might have to rearrange my page. Oh, it's a kid. Oh no. Children scare me sometimes. They do. No, actually, they don't. Probably because I've got so many grandchildren. We'll get invaded one day, you see. The nice thing about grandchildren is you can give them back. And I'm sure you heard that one before. Oh, I'll get it on the page. That's how prepared I was, you see, yeah. I was really prepared, wasn't I? There we go. Oh, okay, as a kid, all right? And they're measuring that kid's head. No, actually, the height of the child. How tall is it? Because children apparently raised under austerity are shorter than European peers, a study finds. Now, quite frankly, a Dutch friend of ours, Lisa Nui, she's like a Viking, she is. She's tall, she's blonde, very pretty, yeah. But built like that, I mean, well, she's muscular and strong and throw you about and that. And she does like to wrestle. She's a character, I'll tell you. But anyway, she's Dutch. And she's tall. She really is. But us Brits are short asses, because I know I am. I'm 5'7", me, so I'm a short ass. My missus is a short ass too. We're all short asses. Yeah, our kids are tall. Which we don't quite understand what happened there. So I'm blaming the milkman. I reckon it's the milkman. He was tall. What's she been up to? Anyway. That was many years ago. I forgive you, Caroline. Well, apparently, yes, it's true. That children raised under UK austerity, if you don't know what austerity is, basically is, well, when George Osborne decided we're going to have austerity, I'm going to make you all broke. We're never going to give you pay increases for several years to come. And it kind of stuck, really, and no one got any more money. But inflation carried on. It raced ahead and made us all broke. But it did. Yeah, British children who grew up during the years of austerity are shorter, yeah, than their peers in Bulgaria, Montenegro and Lithuania, a study has found. I'm surprised they didn't actually mention, well, the Netherlands, really, because they're like the tallest people on the planet. Like I said, they're like tall Vikings. Anyway, in 1985, British boys and girls ranked 69 out of 200 countries for the average height at age 5. So what they did is they measured them all. Oh, clever that, isn't it? Yeah. At the time, they were, on average, 111.4 centimetres for boys and 111 centimetres for girls. Obviously, the boys, they catch up, you see. They overtake even more. Yeah, they get taller. Generally. Anyway. Oh, shut up. Anyway, now, British boys are 102nd and girls are 96, with the average 5-year-old boy measuring 112.5 centimetres. But that's taller. Oh. And the average girl, 111.7 centimetres. Oh, that's also taller. In Bulgaria, though, the average height for a 5-year-old boy is 121 centimetres. And a girl, 118. So basically what's happened is, although we have got a little bit taller, or our children, 5-year-olds have, Bulgarians are taken over. And that's pretty much all of the EU, except us. And they're blaming austerity. Austerity has stunted our growth. And why do they blame austerity? Because of poverty. That's what they're saying. Now, experts, I say experts, oh my giddy aunt, Michael Gove, he's got a thing about experts. He don't like experts. No. Oh, people had enough of experts, he said. Cokehead Gove. Well, according to one expert who did the survey, or part of the survey to do with, well, I think it's a Great Ormond Street Institute of Child Health. Got it here somewhere. There we go. That's the easiest way. I'll read it in. So, there we go. Let's start. Okay. Experts have said a poor national diet and cuts to the NHS, surprise, surprise, are to blame. But they have also pointed out that the height is a strong indicator of general living conditions. Oh, you know when you have a fish, if you keep fish, right? You keep fish. If a big pot, in a big tank, your fish grow bigger. But if you put them in a small tank, that sort of suppresses their growth. Maybe it's all these flippin' tiny houses that keep getting built by Wilcon Homes. Maybe. It's suppressing our growth. I'll tell you a good little story, actually. When I used to work, I used to do contracts for Wilcon Homes. I had to make some furniture once. Yeah. I had to make some furniture for the, demonstration house. You know, the first house they built on the site was basically the demonstration house, what they used to actually, to try and get people to buy more of their houses, before they're even built. Anyway, I had to make the furniture for it. All modern, looking sort of IKEA type stuff. But it had to be smaller. Literally. No one sat in and stuff, you see. No one, it's just to look at. It wasn't for sitting on. So slightly smaller table, so everything was just, it had to look big, but it's, if it makes any sense. Just to give the idea, we've got lots of room in here, but no, you don't want to sit on that chair. You have your knees in your gob. Yeah, or in your chest. That's how it used to be, you see, it's misdirection. It's a bit like, is it Clean Easy and Betterware, where they go knocking on your door and they give you a little book, go through a little book. Oh, and you say, oh, my kiddie, that's good value. It's 5 litres, but when you get it, it's a litre, but the same shaped bowl. But we have this sort of mental kind of association with a 5 litre container, a gallon container. Yeah. But they just made litre ones that look like them, but you just got a litre instead of a gallon. So it wasn't good value after all, was it? No. They're ripping us off, they are. Misdirection. So, so they're saying it's a strong indicator of general living conditions, including illness and infection, stress, poverty, and sleep quality. But no, we shouldn't really be that worried, should we? We should be worried at all, because at least now we all have these wonderful, very, very, very uplifting...
I think it's rather uplifting.
That they are. Food banks. Trussell's on the radio earlier today, actually. I think it was Sheila Fogarty, I think they were talking to. And the amount of food, I think it's something like 8 million emergency food parcels. That's some crazy amount. That's a huge amount. Anyway, 4 million, anyway, in the last year. Either way, that's a huge amount. What they're struggling with is where they're getting the food from. Obviously, it's all donations. Many is from the actual stores themselves donating foodstuffs. And obviously from individuals as well. So it's, got the bug. Go away, bug. Don't like that bug. It's creeping me out. Yeah, so it's gone now. Anyway, don't like bugs. So it's not great, because we've gone down a real slippery slope, haven't we, regarding poverty, and it's the kids are the ones who, they're the first to suffer, just like inflation and what have you. The property market is always the first thing, increased interest rates, more expensive mortgages, repossessions. Starts with property. So it starts with the construction industry, really, and it all builds up from there, or should do. But there again, it's also always the first to fall. I can remember back in 2007, 2008, when my business really suffered, and I always started to shut the doors on it in the UK. Recession. All the building sites were shutting down left, right, and centre. Wilcon Homes just closed the doors. All they were doing was servicing the houses they'd already sold. Finished them off, and that was it. The rest of it wasn't getting done. None of the landscaping, none of that was getting done. They just stood on it. They waited. Not very helpful. No. So there we got GPs as well. In poorer areas of the country, they're also talking about a resurgence. Yeah. A resurgence of scurvy and rickets. Like shattery knees and all that. Bendy legs. Bandy legs and all that. Now, apparently 700 children a year are being admitted to hospital with malnutrition, rickets, scurvy in England. What the hell is going on? How can that be acceptable in anyone's mind? Even the Tories. Even Michael Fabricant. Well, It's just,
So, you have accepted the
it's
truth.
annoying. It's just terrible, isn't it? It's just one of the richest economies in the world, they say. What a joke. I would just say it's got one of the biggest debts, maybe. Well, actually, Japan's natural debt is actually very large, isn't it? But there's a difference there. We'll get into that later, actually. Well, they have fallen by 30 places, which is pretty startling, said Professor Tim Cole. He's an expert in child growth rates. He's at the Great Ormond Street Institute for Child Health, University College London. Well, they've done a survey, They did a survey. Well, separate research suggests that dietary inequalities in children from poorer backgrounds are driving higher rates of problems including obesity, type 2 diabetes, and dental decay. Now, a friend of ours whose father, well, actually, not a friend of ours' child, whose husband died, the kid's father, he died, he got cancer. And I thought, oh, that's horrible. He was only 40. Anyway, his kids they weren't overweight or anything like that, but their diets were terrible. I mean, I was just like, stick it on the oven on a metal sheet and, frozen this, frozen that. There's no vegetables, no nothing like that, nothing decent, just carbohydrates, highly processed, complex sugars and all sorts of stuff. It was horrendous, saturated fats. And, well, anyway, 2 of their kids have got diabetes. So it's not great, is it? It's not great, and it's a lifestyle thing. The way people live their lives these days, it's not. I don't. I'm sure it wasn't like that when I was a boy. But it was the start. It was the start of the supermarkets. I can remember the supermarkets popping up left, right, and centre when I was probably by the time I was about 10. First we had I think it was a Budgeons or Bugdons. It was one of the others. And eventually sold out to Tesco's on Blue Ball Lane in Norwich. And they more start popping up all over the place, supermarkets. Mum and Dad used to go to supermarkets because the food was cheaper. And then the local stalls, the convenience stores, all the grocers and the green grocers and what have you. The butchers, the bakers and the candlestick makers. They all start disappearing, left one after the other. Even the pharmacies did. Especially when they start, the pharmacies end up being inside the Tesco's, what have you. And it's, that's a bit like locusts, aren't they? They really are like locusts. I mean, as things progress, we call it ultimately progress, we're eating more and more saturated fats. Stuff coming in boxes and packets, and, like that smash stuff. That smashed potato, the one with the weird kind of aliens in the adverts with the tin heads and stuff. Smash! I can't remember the advert, but anyway, some highly processed potato, but it's sold as though it was like some kind of luxury, but it's disgusting. Tell you what it is good for, though, is a thickener, making soups and stuff like that. Potato starch. But other than that, it's not real food, is it? What's wrong with a potato? And besides, I understand. It doesn't take very long to peel the flippin' spud. It doesn't take very long to prep veg anyway. It's really quick. It's really easy. Cooking's quick. It don't have to take a long while. Most of the time, it's actually doing it on its own. Unless you want these people watch it. Yeah, don't do that. No. So, there are problems with obesity and type 2 diabetes and dental care. But unfortunately, it's quite hard to get a dentist these days in the UK. Yeah, fried potatoes and a ton of salt, says Vertigo. That's about right, yeah. Anyway, separate research. Oh, I just remember, I saw a super chat about it. I did weird. That's the wrong one. Oh, no, that one. Come back. Oh, that's it. I found it. I haven't looked at the chat, have I?
So, you have accepted the
Alistair
truth.
Care, hello there, Alistair Care. Or Alistair Care, sorry. Interest rates increase tomorrow, I know. 5%, I bet. Some people might say 25 percentage points, or will it be 50? What do you reckon? You could put money on it? No? 5% on? No. Anyway, I reckon it's going to be 5% tomorrow. They say it could get as high as 6% now, is what they're saying. Originally they were saying 5% by the third quarter. Now it's like, It's like it's the only tool they've got. And I'll get into this a bit later, but I think it could work, increasing interest rates, but for other reasons. And it ain't good. No. It's not having the effect as it does in all the other countries that in all the other countries that have increased interest rates. The US increased interest rates, their inflation came down. France, and obviously the EU, European Monetary Policy, that came down. European Central Bank, sorry. The interest rates, inflation started to come down. Get my worms out in a minute. Even Germany's inflation came down a bit, and they've been struggling with their inflation because of, they're extremely dependent, or they were, on Russian gas and oil and what have you. But the UK has got other driving factors. And part of that obviously is the same driving factors as everywhere else, but it's got that, it's got that added problem, added lead weight called Brexit, which is such, it's mental, absolutely mental. Because we need people. We need people where productivity is so flipping low, it's flat on its face, and we just can't go on like that. And that's why I'll cut into it. I think maybe there is a sinister motive afoot. Maybe. Anyway, I'm talking about shrinking children. Yeah. Don't worry, it's got nothing to do with that. No, just height, okay? Yeah. Vertically challenged, you could say. Like me. Well, Tim Cole, who was not involved in the study, said that the data suggests that the growing up in the 2010s, which happens to coincide with the period of austerity, tells them that austerity has clobbered the height of children in the UK. And it's a bit like whack-a-mole. Instead of you whack them down, you just make them shorter. How you done? Well, there, just bought me a coffee. Yes, he's asleep under my desk. Thanks, sweetheart. I've got a coffee. Yes. So, she got a bug in her eye earlier. Yeah. Well, I went all sore. She's right now, though. I know a bug as in little bug, not a fly. Children in the poorest areas of England are both fatter and significantly shorter than those in the richest areas at the age 10 to 11. I wonder why. It's not exactly levelling up, is it? Said Henry Dimbleby, the former government food advisor, this is a big enough problem to have an impact at an international level. But in the Netherlands, where tall people are, the average 5-year-old boy is 119 centimetres. Crikey. It's like I don't know, what is that about? Another 20 centimetres taller? Crikey, at the age of 5? But blimey. Do you know what we need? We need the deadly serious now, okay? Just post-Brexit. Stuff was blocked from coming into the United Kingdom. Designer sperm from Norway. Nicknamed Viking sperm. Yes, when you can basically choose your donor. Yeah. Obviously you have to pay for it. But you have to choose your donor. Oh, I want blonde-haired, tall, Yeah, you're putting it with a little short person. Whatever happens. But either way, they got blocked because of Brexit. Yeah. It was like cop blogger. Maybe. Why did I just say that? Oh, anyway, I did. It's too late now. I can't go back on it now. It's live. And it is. Well, I've got a really dry throat today. In Germany, they are 114.8 and 113.3, respectively, the girls, whatever. And Danish boys are on average 117 centimetres tall, and Danish girls 118. So let's get back to what us British lads are. 112. That's what they are at the moment. And girls 111, 112ish. So similar. 112.5, 111.7. Yeah. So we're shrinking. Well, actually, we're shrinking. We're growing a little bit, but on the whole, genetically we should have. What's the phrase? Well, crikey. Not genetically. What's that? Oh, crikey. You should have evolved. Yeah, evolution. Evolutionary. We should have got taller, along with everybody else. But we've been held back, we have. Oh dear. It won't matter anyway. In a few years' time, we won't be able to produce children anyway, because all our, it don't swim straight. Well, Dimbleby said that in modern Britain, the way we eat is one of the clearest markers of inequality. Annual surveys show that children from the poorest fifth of families consume about a third less fruit and vegetables and 75% less oily fish. To be fair, I don't think any children actually eat oily fish in the UK. I really don't. Here in France, for instance, mackerel and stuff like that is, it's very popular. 75% less oily fish and a fifth less fibre than children from the most well-off families. The data is taken from the national measurement programs collated by Non-Communicable Diseases Risk Factor Collaboration, a global network of health scientists. They're clever people. Big brains. While a government spokesperson said there are a range of factors that can impact children's growth, which are not just limited to diet, which were taking steps to support families and provide. Oh God, here we go again. It's the usual rhetoric. Oh, we're spending lots of money. That's what we're doing. Spending lots of money. That's what they say. It's not going to help, though. No. We need to help families so they can actually look after their children. Afford to. People are suffering. It's not good enough. No, it's not. I know it's not just in the United Kingdom. This is kind of happening elsewhere as well. But this is in Europe. This is kind of we're standing precedents for the shortest people. There is a plus side though. We're about to make our houses smaller. Environmental, you say. Less bricks. Less courses. Just don't have anyone visit. No, not from the EU because they're all taller. Bang their heads on the way in. And I did see something. What did I see? Oh, do. So I want to just do that and then go onto that one, and then that one. Fan funding. Hello, Kevin Slims. Hope you're well. Are Brexiters, Tories, going to take responsibility for the new import fee, aka the Brexit tax? Well, obviously not. Have you heard about the Brexit tax? The Brexit tax is 43 quid per consignment. And that affects all imports of foodstuffs coming into the UK. Now, if you're importing a lot of one thing, like dry foods and stuff like that, this mainly hits things like delis and stuff like that. But dry foods and stuff that shouldn't really be an issue. So it's a 43 £43 for every consignment. Now, this is going to be on top of anything else that has to be paid coming into the UK when all the checks come in at the end of the year. October, for the first set of checks is in October, and the full-blown check should be coming in next January. Lovely! No, it's going to cause so much grief. Now, if Jacob Rees-Mogg last year said that's a good idea not to do any checks because it will save businesses a lot of money, why aren't they saying it now? Because they ain't got a lot of choice. Because at the moment they're really breaching the Trade Cooperation Agreement. It's all about level playing field and stuff like that, I suppose. But are they going to take responsibility? Of course they're not. It's all about misdirection again, isn't it? I'll tell you something else. They'll throw another dead cat into the ring or something. They rely on cognitive dissonance of the British public. The 52% that is, obviously. Just want my Brexit, because that's what they want. Now, David Lammy, I did a video earlier today. I didn't actually weigh in on my actual thoughts on that video because you've heard me before, and it's kind of like I think it's all a bit pie in the sky. But I want to weigh in the fact that what he said was basically the fact. So the point was that in that video, at David Lammy, who basically said I think it was in a trade beat, doing a speech or something anyway, and he basically left the door open regarding Brexit. About rejoining the European Union. The way it was worded, anyway. I might be reading too much into it, but I know there's other factors involved regarding would they want us to rejoin. Obviously, we've got to meet the criteria. We'll be a new member, and that is not very appealing to a lot of the British public. The pound, for instance, the idea that you're going to have to probably embrace the euro. For me, I don't see a problem. It might make life a bit easier. But there you go. They ain't gonna like it. Might have to though. It might be, oh my god, we'll do whatever we can now. How are we gonna pull us? Anyone got any ideas? How the hell are we gonna pull our face out of that mud that we fell into, or actually pushed into by Brexiters? I don't see light at the end of the tunnel. Because a lot of David Lammy was talking about, he was pretty much saying that we're going to look at every single element of the Trading Corporation Agreement and we're going to tweak it so it's fair. And also he's talking about visas, freedom of movement in both directions and stuff like that. For arts and trade and stuff like that. Which okay. That might, obviously that will most certainly improve things, especially for the bands, because at the moment they're buggered. They can't tour, and most bands make their money through touring gigs and stuff. They can't just tour in the UK. There won't be enough venues, and besides, venues are disappearing left, right, and centre. Especially the new young, unsigned bands, younger bands. They're really struggling at the moment. So there we go. Back into the chat. Here we go. Live chat. Hello, Mad Punk. I thought you're not here today. I thought you got your brothers on a Wednesday. Is that right? Please like and subscribe. You haven't already done so. Says Mad Punk 33. Yes, please. Don't forget to do the whole like and subscribe, and maybe that little bell icon, because then you get one fuzzy thing in your pocket every time I upload another video or go live. That is, maybe. Oh, you can buy him a coffee apparently as well. Yeah, all his patrons as well. Maybe. Okay, it's in the description. Yeah, he knows. Yeah. Oh, you do a super chat, he says. Oh, number 3 says revolution. Yes, maybe that is the right way. Maybe that's what we're gonna do. Maybe we've got to put all their heads on spikes. What a lovely idea. Quite decorative as well. Jacob Rees-Mogg's head on a spike. Is that hate crime? Oh god, I'll get banned again. Well, obviously that's in jest. Don't do it. No. People eating too much tofu apparently. Yep. And not enough jellied eels and turnip stew. Oh, actually, the jelly eel geezer who was one of Farage's fanboys, yeah. I think he went under. Glass eels, that's it, glass eels. He's exporting his glass eels all over the world, and now, all over the European Union, and that got blocked basically. And now he's having to sell them to Asia. Obviously, a lot of them don't survive. So. Oh well, that'll teach them. What happens when you vote for Brexit? That's just such a mind-numbingly stupid thing to do. Hello, Kieran O'Connor. Stop the boats! Don't you mean stop the boots? Boots! As in the boots. Richie Sunak's boots. You need to visit here in Portugal, Ginger. Ah, Vertigo. Hello, Vertigo. And Ackersmad. Hello, Ackersmad. I hope you're well. Hope you're good in Scotland. And can I say something? Actually, I'll be getting a lot of comments because sometimes I make mistakes when I do my videos because they're all ad hoc, pretty much, and I make mistakes. Sometimes I accidentally refer to, when I'm talking about stuff, bringing Scotland into it, as in the United Kingdom, and well, in fact, really, it's only just England, really, in many cases, and sometimes Northern Ireland. But yeah, I do understand. I do realise that people in Scotland have got water that's not privatised. Okay? I do know. I don't know what you like, but people have said that. I've been getting a lot of comments recently. But if I look at the video, I might make the odd mistake. But I'll be honest about it. If I make a mistake, I'll say. Vikings! Boris Johnson's sperm donor programme coming from abroad. No fee charge at the border. Lovely. Who wants some Boris Johnson sperm? No. They don't do it. That's a horrible thought that is. Oh, blimey. Why not give a sardine per day? That all sounds lovely. Oh, crikey. The Amazon warehouses. Stuff good on there, isn't it? Bernie Sanders in the United States. He is doing a lawsuit against Amazon in the United States regarding workers' rights. That's it, workers' rights. They've been abused. Yeah. So I don't know how they've been abused. I don't know if there's any videos. 30p Lee has the answer. My God, really? God, better. Yeah, you know he's now on GB News. I got yeah, it came up and it's kind of, that was a bit odd. I didn't watch it. The fact that I got it in my feed, I was a bit disappointed with. Oh, what's happened there? Hello, member. Hey, cool. Welcome on to I Support Allshorts. Oh, have I got? How'd that happen? Have I got memberships now? I went through the process of doing that, but I hadn't finished it. And all of a sudden, I've got memberships. Okay, fine, whatever. Well, actually, they changed the rules actually on regard monetization on YouTube recently for smaller channels up to 500 subscribers. They brought down the requirements to get monetization, but not full monetization in a sense from the actual. Means you can do super chats and stuff like that, but you can't do adverts. That's it, adverts. That's it. Oh, hello there. Hello, Galaxy Phil. Oh, I mentioned you in the video earlier. Yeah, about you were telling me about the inflation in the US and the fact that I was talking about earlier, actually a minute ago, about how the US's inflation's come down because of interest rates going up, and that has had an effect in the United States, but it hasn't anywhere else. Well, I'd say in the UK it hasn't. It has everywhere else, but not the UK. Forcing the UK to join the euro would make it far harder for the UK to ever leave the EU again, if it were to ever rejoin the EU. That's a big if too. I don't think anyone would ever even consider leaving the European Union again, would they? After that? I don't know. It'd be mad, wouldn't it? Because obviously we're rejoining the European Union because the only reason we rejoin is because we're flat on our face, and we were better when we were in. Why would you do that again? Oh, because you didn't do Brexit properly. If you ask Nigel Farage. Oh, got another member. Got members now. Forcing the UK to join the euro would make it far harder for the UK to ever leave the EU again, if it were to ever rejoin the EU. If that, yeah, and that is a big if. That is a big if, Galaxy Fair. I got another member here. Welcome to I Support Allshorts. Says, Alistair, hello mate. I've got 2 members. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Well, oh, blimey. Where's my mouse gone? Oh, it's the wrong one. Got 2 computers on the go, you see. I got that one over there where I'm monitoring stuff on. And I got this one here which we're recording on. So I've got 2 computers. I keep picking the wrong mouse out because I'm stupid. I can't help it. Blimey. Sometimes I just wonder. I really just wonder. It seems every single day something madder than the previous day is afoot. It's just crazy. It's absolutely mind-numbing crazy. I don't know why I got all these screens up. I don't need up. That's gone. That's good. What for, really?
Coming over here, taking our jobs and our women.
Oh, you pesky Europeans. Oh. Well, and then we got inflation in the United Kingdom. And it's being made worse because of Brexit. No one else got Brexit. It's just us. Although somebody said in the comments today that Poland wants to leave. Hungary wants to leave. It's just a few nutcases. It's not the whole country. So I'm not going to worry about that yet. But the idea of leaving is absolutely crazy. It's mad. Oh, we're done it. It's too late, I suppose. So, God. So we're heading for higher interest rates. They're likely to be going up tomorrow, on Thursday. But also, I want to talk about this thing. I've got a bit of a... Is it a conspiracy theory? I don't know if it actually is, actually. I think they're looking to push the country into recession. There has been some talk about it before. Even Jeremy Hunt, Jeremy Hunt's even kind of hinted on it a few weeks ago. I think that's their plan, and to be honest, I think it's their only tool. Because increasing interest rates in the United Kingdom when you've got a supply chain shock, I can't see how it's going to work. It's counterproductive. We've got people one side saying in the Tory party, there's a big divides in the Tory party. You might have noticed. You've got some people in the Tory party, they're saying that we need to be looking at growth. And then you've got others that are saying, oh no, we need to hold back on growth because growth could potentially fuel inflation. There has to be a balance between the two, I'd have thought. But the way we're going at the moment, we're just increasing interest rates left, right and centre, but it's not having the effect. But no, until, I know I've said several times before, if they don't if they don't accept what the cause of the dilemma that we find ourselves in this case it's Brexit, I admit that it is partly to blame. It's not everything, is it? Brexit's not causing everything. Everything that's wrong with the United Kingdom. It's really well not helping, though, is it? No. But if we don't accept it as a part of the problem, well, then we're never going to be able to work our way out of it. We're stuck in this doom loop. Oh, I've got coffee getting cold. So inflation is stubbornly high at about 8.6, 8.7%. And the government is now borrowing more than it thought it would have to. Do you know how much they're actually spending? Or how much it's costing every single month? Every single month to furnish this debt. This debt of around... Well, it's the same as GDP. About 2.7 trillion pounds. About 3.1, 3.2... Something like that. $1 trillion, something like that anyway. It's costing $9 billion a month. Let that sink in, how much money that is. That's probably something like, I know, so I just hear somebody says earlier today. It's equivalent to, I think something to do with Nick Abbott. Something Nick Abbott said, actually. Works out to be about 25,000. No, 25,000 or 250,000. Oh, I can't remember now. It was a hell of a lot anyway. Oh, come to me a minute. No, 25,000 miles high of notes, like pound notes, or fivers or teners, all stacked up on top of each other. Pounds stacked up on top of each other. 25,000 miles. Obviously, it'd be out of space. At a point, you do re-entry because it'll burn up. But obviously, you don't do that anyway, would you? That'd be silly. So it's about 1 billion for every 10 miles stacked up. So 9 billion a month it's costing this debt. And interest rates on the debt at the moment is about 4.8 to 4.9%. That's nuts. How are we supposed to furnish that? Remember the interest rates before, before everything's been going on, it was about 0.25%, which was ridiculously too low anyway. They were trying to maintain inflation at around 2%, but interest rates should have been somewhere near that in the first place, around 2%. Not the 0.25%. We lost ours. If you ever wanted to increase your economy for whatever reason, you've lost the tool to be able to push it. By reducing interest rates, make people spend more money. Encourage people to spend more. So unfortunately, inflation is stubbornly high at about 8.7%, and the government is borrowing more than it ever has done before. Now, for the first time since 1961, the UK's total borrowing is more than 100% of the annual economic output, the gross domestic product. I remember in 1961, borrowing was on a long downward curve from the peak of the Second World War. Okay, that kind of reversed a bit. I can remember it being around 15%. I was quite young then, mind. And when my wife bought her first house, we weren't together then, but when she bought her first house, her house cost £17,000. That's what a mortgage was. Obviously, you just had to put probably 5-10% interest deposit down on that. Because it was manageable. That house now is probably worth around 200,000. It's just a mid-terrace in suburbs of Norwich and Thorpe St Andrew. They are going for around 200,000 at the moment. They're not very big. I won't say it's worth that. That's what they're selling for. It's about supply and demand. You know, if you haven't got enough supply and the demand's high, well then obviously the prices go up and you have house price inflation. And we've had house price inflation at around 15% for way too flippin' long. And it's pushed the young'uns out of the property market, relying on the bank of mum and dad, if that's possible. It's not always possible, is it?
So, you
Which
have
also then
accepted
pushes
the
up
truth.
interest, pushes up rents, pushes up everything. Everything becomes more expensive because much of the UK's wealth is held in property. Unfortunately, much of that property is not actually owned by British citizens. It's owned by foreign entities. In some cases, they're called now trust funds. Oh, I got another member! Yay! I'm getting members. Oh, got the wrong mouse again. Satnav's a member. Hello, Satnav. Hope you're well, my friend. Nice quiff you got there. Can I call you Elvis? No. Okay, back into the chat. Oh, lovely. I saw another one as well. Let's see another one. Live chat. Fan hunting. How do I get back into that? Oh, hang on. What's that? Live chat. Did I? Oh, Alistair. 5 members now. Cheers, buddy. Nice one. I saw another member as well. What was that, Nico? I think I saw Nico, the Schmidt come member. And Vipex, a member. Oh, blimey, I'm getting members. Oh, I'm feeling loved, I am. I'm feeling loved. Nico, hello, buddy. Oh. Oh, Mark's biggest fan says, I was your first. I was in Scottish. I was your first. Remember that? I broke your cherry. You bugger. Oh dear. Anyway, I need to look in the chat because I looked at property for a minute. Let's get a bit small so I can see it. Oh dear. I have to admit, oh Christ, I did that video early this week because I was really touched one morning, and it's God, sitting in bed. Yeah, Caroline's she's lovely. Caroline is. She really is. She's a good girl. And
So
she brings me a coffee up in the morning. She does because I'm just out of it because I go to bed way too late because I'm just doing this all the time. And she brings me a coffee up, man. I'm going through my phone. I go, see what the comments are on my early morning video, and I know you might have heard this already, but I had a comment on there, and it really touched me. It did because I felt quite emotional, yeah. And it's basically this. I can't remember the name of the chap now. I'm sorry, but he's bedbound. He hasn't been downstairs in 2 years. It makes you think, crikey, can't imagine that, And then he said, your channel, it brings me, because you don't see anybody, it sort of gives me a bit of positivity, just something to engage with, I suppose. But I thought, wow. I thought, crikey. So I made that video. And it's, it took me by surprise. It really did. So when you kind of think about, you get into a bit of a rat race, and you kind of get in this bit of a circle, and it's kind of like you're very hard in a circle, kind of a bit of a trap, and you're chasing the views constantly because without the views, the channel doesn't survive, does it? You have to keep pushing, and this channel's always struggled a bit. And when I see things like that, and I thought, crikey, it makes you realise it isn't just about me, is it? Other people enjoy my videos, and I think to myself, crikey. And then it's like, though it sounds smug, I felt like I was helping somebody, which I'd never really felt like that before. Just me sort of ranting at a camera, and it's like you're giving something, you're giving somebody something, makes them feel better. Even if it's just comical, even the news sometimes is a bit horrible, really, isn't it? But it's it touched me. I'll be honest with you, it did touch me, and I was quite taken back by it. It was nice. Oh, I got a super chat. Oh. Alex! Hello, Alexis G. Cheers, buddy. You say the S at the end of my name. Oh! Alexis. Like Joan Collins' character in Disney, sorry. On Discord, you know me as Saskia. Saskia, hello Saskia. I didn't know. I do now. So if UK kids are shorter now, it'll be poorer kids shorter than the richer kids. That's exactly what's happening. Yeah, because what they're saying, people in deprived areas are having tiny children, and people in not deprived areas, as in the rich buggers, are stealing us and robbing us blind, well, they'll have taller children. It's just to make us... Yeah, it's not really levelling up, is it? No. No, you're right. You're spot on, right. So, poverty brought on by rich asses and they're making us shorter. Not just shorter cash. Shorter. Physically shorter. Suppressing our ability to evolve. But also, I think a lot of our food's toxic. I really do. I think the way we store it, I think the chemistry in it for a start, it's just toxic. And then we're shoving all this goo all over our bodies, like sodium lauryl sulfate and other stuff like that, and I think I mentioned it last stream actually, but last live stream. It's just, we're just surrounded by toxins. I'm in here, in my office. All these things, bits of plastic on and stuff like that, giving off formaldehyde. Urea formaldehyde gas. Lovely. There we go. Oh, the Nico say. Oh, there we go. Joe Mayos, not only this decade. Oh, it will be in the next 7 years. We bumped the algorithm with memberships. Yay! I'm actually 6'3", Saskia says. Akismad, sorry. Akismad, 6'3". My son's 6'4". How's that happen? How'd that work? Obviously, we fed him well. Manure in his boots. That's what we did. It's because the difference in gravity for my own planet. Oh, God. And Joe Merrill says, very cute. Let us agree if you can take will take a hell of a lot of time, and it can be a decade or 9. Maybe. Oh. Are you both from Portugal? Oh, I think so. Let us agree it will take a heck of a long time, as it will. Oh, Mark's his biggest fan. I told you, if you open memberships, people will support you. Cheers, buddy. You did, actually, you did. You've been telling me that for a very long time, to be fair. And I started the process, and I got, crikey, I thought to myself, what am I offering here? I don't know, what can I offer? What is there for me to... Can I give people to... it's like... we're going to be rewilding and that. We're planting all these trees and that here. And I feel I'm giving something. Do you know what I mean? There's an exchange. And so, put trees in the ground and we put signs for the trees, as we, as we said we would. So, there you go. Oh, number 3 says, Allshorts. We all need entertainment and education helps too. Yeah, I suppose it does. I do know that thing is though. It's, God, I've learnt so much. Don't get it right all the time. I know that. We're always learning, aren't we? And like I told you before, I wasn't interested in politics originally. No. All I was interested in, like I said before, was keep the roof of my kids' heads and what have you, and feeding the missus. It's just with Brexit and all that, crikey. Then I realised it just clicked, and I thought, crikey, this is just madness. The whole thing is just madness. Then you look at the system. That doesn't make sense. House Lords, what's the point of that? Well, they're saying that, actually, to be fair, the House of Lords is less of a mess than the Commons. At least some of them talk some sense. Yeah. Apart from Michelle Moan, she's just had to rip you off. That profiteer. Alistair there, memberships, content, emojis, etc. Oh, I see, emojis.
So, you have accepted the
Is that
truth.
content, is it? Get them anywhere. Oh, that is a disturbing idea, says Joa. Ooh, nasty. No naked carpentry, please. Oh, been there, done that. I tell you what, using a table saw naked is a really bad idea. All the bits of wood, all the chips of wood, they come out and they bash you in the chest. And especially when my neighbour turned up, that wasn't such a good idea. Yeah, I was frantic trying to find my clothes. That's when Caroline wasn't here. I couldn't be bothered to get dressed. I just started working at the workshop, start bot naked. See, I'm comfortable in my own body, you see, as long as no one else is looking. It's a community! Yay! Nice one. There you go. Yeah, I hope so. And that's something that kind of clicked to me as well when there's quite a bit of engagement in the comments. And I absolutely love that. And I do read the comments, but you know that already. But Ginger says dog videos. Talk about dog. I've got one little dog down there at the minute. The other ones are upstairs. How can I show you my little dog? I suppose I could put doggy cam on. There he is. Oh my God, stay that mess. Big mess. Why are you biting? Oh, he's licking his willy. Okay. We'll come back over here. He's licking his bits. You don't normally want to see that, do you? Ugh. Oh my giddy aunt. So, could do dog videos. Naked carpentry, no. Oh, you mean, as in the members. Oh, I see. Now I get you now. Gingers, I get you. It's a community. Gingers, you know when you say you might be coming over to France, you come and visit us and what have you. I don't know how long you're going to be here, but I don't mind taking you, if you want to have a look at around Aldous or Glen or something like that. We could do a little day trip if you want. Sort of play, you might not get another chance, you don't know, do you? Unless you can come here again, obviously. Quite an interesting place. It really is. London, naked carpentry. Oh, God. On second thoughts, no, don't do that. Yeah. Wally Vision. Man bits do not like sharp things. No. But also they don't like chips flying off saw blades either, because they sting. Mad Monk, a great idea. Oh, what's Mad Monk say? Mad Monk. Allshorts, remember you have your own after show area on the snowflakes. Oh, good point. Yeah. So that's a benefit. The only problem with the snowflakes, the after show for me is because I'm an hour out. It's already very late, and I don't get enough sleep as it is. So it isn't something I wouldn't do, obviously, but I have to bear that in mind. But you can do it a bit, I suppose. But you know what, Mark? I get into those sort of things, and I'm there to the end, and it's kind of like, oh my God, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh dear, and I had no sleep. Yeah. Dog walks content. I do that anyway. I've been doing dog walks every day. Well, because I do anyway, you see. And I've been doing it with the missus as well. So we've now got our microphones. So she's got her own little microphone. And she's good for her because she's getting some confidence. So it's good for her. Mark speaks. Oh, what he's done. Change members' icons to pics of the dogs.
You have accepted the truth.
Ah, that's a good idea. I can do that. I've got to find out how to do it first, but I'll find out. I'll write it down because I forget, because I've got a terrible memory at the moment. I really have. I've got a bit of short-term memory loss sometimes. When it's in my head, it stays there, but I kind of have to keep telling myself. So I'm a madness. Or dementia, could be either, whatever. I wouldn't be surprised. Members icons. I was to do that. Members icons. There you go. Cheers, Mouse, biggest fan. Such a mouthful. Top Smoke, Birdrek, and Lizzie Goddard. Oh, I don't know. Oh, too far up there. Here you go. I'm wearing one of my t-shirts. I am. Yeah, but I'll put the cross in the right box. I've got quite a few t-shirts on that site now. It's quite a busy site. And Widdicombe. Oh, Widdicombe would be adequate to bring me chips. What? Turnip chips? Oh, Nave tartiflette, maybe? Hey, even there, Aaron. I hope you're well, my friend. Oh, cheers, buddy. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. And and not getting too depressed with all this madness going on and the threat of flipping interest rates going up. I'll get into that, don't I? So, blimey. This is a major problem for the British economy, isn't it, with all this what's going on at the moment. Anyway, I hope Reagan's having a lovely holiday. Well, the Bank of England it's going to have to increase interest rates. It's going to do it again. And that's the only tool they've got at the moment. I'll try and squeeze the inflation out. Yeah, that's it. But also it makes the cost of government borrowing higher. You know, bonds are... Oh, crikey, Liz Truss and Kwasi Kwarteng, that helped, didn't it? The bank had to mitigate that with... Was it 8? Well, they did set aside 80 billion in bonds, but I think they spent about 18 or 20 billion in bonds they sold. Just to prop it up, prop the bank up. Well, that loan will cost... Well, yeah. It's going to cost billions. That increase on its own regarding the monthly interest rates on the borrowing is just going to increase alongside the interest rate hikes in interest rate. So it's going to get more expensive. But the wider issue and the bigger one is, well, why is the UK in such a flippin' mess? Anyway, Wally. God, what a treat now. He's needy, that dog, He's needy, yeah, fella. Oh, Wally. Oh, yeah, boy. Yeah, it's a good fella. Now, every country is suffering from these huge hikes, obviously energy prices, what have you, commodity prices. But the UK is performed worse than most. There's no denying it, there really isn't. No. The UK's economy, it's the only major economy not to have, recovered from that hammer blow, obviously Brexit, but COVID and the inflation rate is stubbornly high, and it's shifting a little bit. It's come down a little bit, but it's not at the rate that was promised. Now, I quite often recite what Andy Haldane has said in the past, and recently he said, I think he's been interviewed by Sophie Reid on Sky, and he said that we would see the interest rates dropping rapidly, but it hasn't happened. No. So he was wrong that time. He was right, the fact that we should have increased interest rates ages ago to try and manage inflation. But they didn't. Well, the taxes... Well, obviously, yeah, the interest rate is stubbornly high. Taxes are at a 70-year high, and still the government has to borrow more and more. The fact that with growth at 0.1%, a quarter of the British economy is it's overheating, and it's quite frankly shocking. And the economy should really grow at about 4 or 5 times this rate without overheating, but we've got this bottleneck. Well, I think when you try and shove too much through a little tiny space, it gets hot. Well, the main sign of this is we've got core inflation in the United Kingdom. We've got a supply chain shock, haven't we? Now, all the economists, including the Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey, including Jeremy Hunt, well, they all say we're suffering with a supply chain shock, but they don't admit what's the cause of it. No, we just don't have enough people. We need... Yeah, we have actually got some people, but, we'll have a shove them on little tin boxes, floating off the coast of Kent somewhere. Prison ships. But in the EU, some countries in the EU, they've just... Well, they announced they're going to be giving jobs, because they've got short people, to the refugees. Seeing what skills they got and saying, okay then, want a job. It just makes sense, That pull, it would help bring down inflation in the EU by furnishing the workers' market. And we need people to do the jobs, so we're good for productivity. And then obviously investing in tech and stuff like that. Every time we invest in tech in the United Kingdom, we fall flat on our face. Look at British Volt. Look at the EV car market, for instance. They're all looking to go abroad. They can't export out of the UK at the moment because of Brexit. They tried to get that renegotiated or push the government to renegotiate it. Maros Sefcovic comes along and says, actually, no, you have to wait until 2026. So that isn't going to happen. Yay! Asker gifted Allshorts, one of Allshorts memberships. Cheers, buddy. But and hey, Davy Crockett, but they're the wrong colour. Oh, that's pretty much what it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Coming over here, taking our jobs and our women.
How dare they? But we need them. We need them. Look at the Windrush. They're still sending people away. What? We said, come over here, give us a hand, rebuild the country, and then you can bugger off now. You've done your job. How's that right? That's just immoral. Absolutely moral. So, for some strange reason, we know what it is. The UK's economy does not have strength and it doesn't have the flexibility anymore. It doesn't have the ability to deal with these blows. No, Mark Carney, remember him? He's been speaking up recently, he has. He's an economic expert. He used to be a governor for the Bank of England before Andrew Bailey got the job because Boris Johnson put him there. Well, Adam Possum, remember him? He's now in the Peterson Institute. He was also in the Bank of England. He said that we will be hit with a supply chain shock. You naturally trade with your closest trading partner. And what a big trading partner that is as well. 447 million people. Plus there's, they've got an economy of, 16 trillion, the GDP. Tops in mouldy houses, or mouldy castles. Oh, you're talking about Jacob Rees-Mogg? Maybe. So, Mark Carney and Adam Possum have before and most recently say that Brexit has been making it worse. I know I keep going on about this, but it's just flipping obvious. Now, the pound fell post-Brexit, plummeted. And that had an inflationary effect. Our buying power plummeted. The pound against the dollar, well, it wasn't looking very good either. So we trade quite a bit with the United States, you see. Well, then we had the oil and gas prices. But that was sort of a one-off problem. It's ongoing, but it's not Brexit. Brexit's forever, isn't it? Unless we do rejoin. Well, the bigger issue is the Brexit has limited the UK's economy in other ways. It has a devastating effect on investment. Who's going to invest in a failing economy? Wouldn't you invest in an up-and-coming economy so you can make more money? If you're talking about foreign investment, that is. Well, both British firms and foreign firms, investments are now, no real yield, better productivity later. That means that lower prices and the ability to better withstand increases in commodity prices. The Brexit has also hit the UK's trading capacity. Trade capacity. No one wants to trade with us at the moment. All they want to do is, asset strip. It's been going on for flipping donkeys years. Look what the Russians have been doing in London. Effectively asset stripping, because with asset holding companies, you know, they can extract the money out of the United Kingdom without paying any tax. Make a huge amount of profit. And then, they don't have to pay any tax. Yet, if we do it, as British citizens, we have to pay tax on the money that we make on that investment. But not a foreigner. No. Welcome to the Brexit, sir. Well, to be fair to David Cameron, he got rid of that as Boris Johnson brought that back in, asset holding companies. Well, we are trading far less with our rivals, aren't we? Meaning that we're failing to take any advantage of the best producers and the cheapest imports. In part, this is because of red tape and the cost at the border. Now, the thing about the United Kingdom is it doesn't make much, really. It means that our inflation is, all the factors regarding increasing your interest rates to control inflation, our situation's not the same as these other countries. I'm back. That's back. Turned off. Well, UK inflation's at 8.7%. France is 5.1. And then the US is 4.05. Japan's 3.5. All these economies are very different. And then Germany's at 6.1, so they're a little bit higher. But Japan's 3.5, but Japan Doesn't really buy anything. They don't really import much. Japan, pretty much, it's an export country. It makes so much stuff. It just exports. It's a massive economy. UK imports. Food security, for instance, in the United Kingdom is pretty dire, isn't it? We import a huge amount of food. Yeah, they say about 50-odd%, but 60-70%. I wouldn't be a bit surprised when you take into consideration that we have to buy the stuff in to make the food in the first place, and it goes on. Plus everything else that has to go along with it, all the packaging, everything else. It's all part of it. Well, France's inflation 5.1. That came down, didn't it? The US it came down considerably. They all reacted to the increase in interest rates, but the United Kingdom's stagnant. It's a major worry. But I think the only tool they've got now is to force a recession. Which ain't going to help people, is it? No. Mortgage rates are already going through the roof. You're already going to be paying a huge amount more money every year for repayment mortgages, or even fixed rate, or whatever. The main difference, the other thing is that regarding in the United Kingdom, fixed rate mortgages, like 2-year or 5-year deals, are very common. With people buying houses or whatever, because they want stability. They want to know what they're budgeting for. Well, those mortgages, they're not going to be affected, are they, by the increases in interest rates until they actually, need a new deal. It runs to the end, or 2 years or 5 years, whatever it might be, and then they have to take out another one, and then they realise, oh my giddy aunt, I'm maybe having to pay a whole load more. But obviously, with that, as in increasing interest rates to squeeze people's pockets so they don't spend so much money. Yeah. I'll tell you what, let's penalise the ordinary folk with their homes to keep the roof over their heads. But, those who, quite frankly, got too much money in the first place, and they are pretty much part of the inflation problem regarding rich buggers earning too much money, such as that COVID one, PPE, what have you, VIP lanes, and that money not getting spent, it doesn't get back in the economy, it's just hoarded. Well, that's inflationary. They're lying to you. That's what they're doing. It's a blunt tool. It really is. Increasing interest rates is such a blunt tool. There's no precision there. It's not exactly targeting the real issues that's going on in the United Kingdom at the moment. I'm not an economist. It just seems obvious. It's just mathematics, isn't it? It's all it is, isn't it? It's not difficult to work out. If you take something away from rob, pay, poor, I suppose. If you take something away from one person, it's going to affect somebody else or something else. So there's this lag in the interest rate, that tool to actually increase interest rates. There will be a lag. It's not going to have immediate effect. Not for everybody anyway. So it won't be quite so hard hitting. People with variable rate mortgages, they're hit straight away. They get notification from the bank saying, "Oh, your mortgage has gone up." People on fixed rate, they might have 4 years left on it, so they won't know any different. But inflation makes everything else more expensive, doesn't it? So. What's up, Wally? You want a treat? What? You want a treat? Do you, boy? Oh. When you catch it, you won't catch it. It hits him on the head, and it drops on the floor, and then he eats it. No one? No, it's just... Whereas Dora, she'd have caught that. Pandora would have. Yeah. She's a funny one, she is. She digs the moles in the garden. She throws them in the air and then gobbles them down. It's gross. It's gross. I thought the cat was bad. We need our own TV station. That's what we need. They used to have a radio station. So there you go. I could do that bit. Anyway, there we go. What have I missed? What have I missed? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. That is very true. And expecting a different result. Good luck to the Bank of England. Do you know what? You bang on right there. That is a really good way of looking at it. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That's exactly what they're doing. To understand what's going on in the United Kingdom regarding inflation, you have to understand what's causing it. You can't, it's not, the thing is, they know what's causing it. They're just hoping it's going to do the job. But they're going to have to induce a recession. That's what they're going to do. They're going to induce a recession. So people start losing their jobs. So if it's a labour market, we've got a problem. We've ain't got enough people to do the work, and they don't want to engage with the refugees to do those jobs. Tell you what, we'll cause a recession, so people lose jobs anyway, and all of a sudden the problem of not having enough people to do the jobs is no longer a problem. Because everyone's lost a job. Is that a bit sinister? I think it's probably a little bit sinister, but I wouldn't be a bit surprised. It could solve its own it could solve, by increasing interest rates, you'll create a recession if you keep doing that. Because all that's going to happen is you're going to have repossessions. Repossessions. Oh, just I was going to let my doggy out. You want to go wee wee? Oh, Wally wants a wee. Oh, you just want me, Anthony. No? That's not what you want. Oh, God, that dog is such pain. He's such pain, he is. He's trouble, aren't you, Wally? He's trying to tell me something, that's what it is. Look, boy. Just tiny little treats. Anyway, I was in the chat when I saw about that. I do apologise. And Satnav, Oliver let win. Oh, Osborne didn't dispute. Oh, what didn't Oliver? What do you mean? What did Osborne didn't dispute? I'm curious now. Number 3 says it all makes sense if you look through the evil window. In fact, the round window. QA Library says, hi, Allshorts. Trying to find out if the national debt surpasses GDP. It's pretty much about 100%, isn't it? It's been pretty close for a while now. That's quite shocking. 4.9% there. Yeah, the interest on the debt. But 9 billion a month. That's just crazy. Think about this debt is for, well, more about services. I bet debt to pay debt really, but it's to provide services, but not necessarily investment. So it's not going to produce any more money. All it's doing is just mitigating. That's the whole thing about Brexit. It's all about mitigation. And it's the same when going back to David Lammy. Now, like I said in that video I made early today about David Lammy and what he was saying about, tweaking it. Still, it's not make Brexit work. It's just make Brexit a little bit better than, a little less shit, pretty much. Yeah, that's all it is. And I can see some of the things that it's talked about in that, what he was talking about. I could see it actually making some difference. Providing obviously the EU play ball. There's always, there's two sides to this coin. It might be just pie in the sky. So I don't know. I am a practical person because I make stuff. Everything to me has to fit, and for me it's just about being. Logic. It's like a puzzle. Two pieces have got to go together, haven't they? Otherwise it's not going to work. We do a Rubik's Cube. There's a certain amount of logic involved there. Well, this is just not. There's no logic in what they're doing, as far as I can see. There really isn't, unless they are trying to induce a recession. And like I say, they have talked about it in the past. In the last couple of weeks, I say past. In the last couple of weeks, we suppose it's the past. So it's just what effect is that going to have on ordinary people? Now, some individuals have talked about bringing back, I think that was Jake Berry. I think I can remember him. He's trying to encourage, he's trying to, if you remember Maris, it was tax relief on interest, mortgage interest rate. Yeah, tax relief on the interest that you pay on your mortgage. And then Gordon Brown got rid of that back in 2009, would it have been something like that? And he wants to bring that back. But I won't solve this problem. No. We need to, if we're going to mitigate this, we need to actually understand, or accept what's causing it. And they won't accept it. They won't, because then they're accepting that their Brexit doesn't work. No. Wally! Oh, they're so needy. Make them look for it. Well, recession is a step backwards. It is. Recession, it would work. I think that would work. But people will suffer big time. It'll be horrible. It'll be absolutely horrible. You think 2008 was bad? The crash. I think there's going to be be focused on the United Kingdom. But while the United Kingdom's been held in a recession, all the other countries are going to be taking all the contracts and servicing everything. They'll be having good growth, and the UK will be flat on its face. I don't want to sound really pessimistic. I sound really negative, don't I? But I just can't. I got to accept the problem before you can actually deal with it. Unless you can do that, you're hiding to nothing, aren't you? You really are. Wishy sad sack was back. Wishy sad sack was back. Was back. It with the highest growth in the G7. Oh, crikey, here we go. Of course, it's going to be high when you're a rock bottom. Exactly. Oh. Oh dear. Yeah. What is the bet? Says QA Library. That the next play from the government, Bank of England, not working. Let's change it, and the OBR, Office of Budget Responsibility, not working. Let's change it. Yeah, quite possibly. Ooh. Yes. I heard that today. Actually, who was that? I did hear that today. Yeah, there's a. Oh, at the moment, the Bank of England, it makes decisions about, monetary policy. They're independent from the government. Didn't used to be, but it's independent from the government. If the government keeps messing up, if the Bank of England keeps messing up, there'd be a good excuse for the government to step in and say, sorry, we're taking that away from you. And we're going to set monetary policy. And that would be disastrous. Because you imagine Rishi Sunak, and quite frankly, I don't think he understands money anyway, to be honest. Hello, Dante92. Did we ever leave the 08 recession? No, we didn't. I don't think we did. I've said this before, actually, to be fair. No, we didn't. No, what we've done is we brought the interest rates down so low, 0.25%, just to prop up the economy. And meanwhile, we've been treading water. And the problem with that is we have got nothing to play with because interest rates are set so flipping low. We've got nothing there to boost trade again. We're already too low. And then you get obviously hits regarding what's going on with Ukraine and Brexit and also COVID and what have you. And you haven't got the ability there to be able to boost the economy. It's just not there. We've got nothing to play with. It's just mad. It's just absolutely mad. I need to watch more My Grammar. Why? You right? Have you been out on your bike recently? I went on mine yesterday. That was all right. I do like to get out on the old motorbike. It's when I did that video of Ordorsa Glen, I thought venture out on the motorbike and I'll do that. Do some recording at Ordorsa Glen. I don't get many excuses to get out otherwise. You see, so it's quite nice to do. When I get on it, I really enjoy it. Just free kind of thing. And the bugs, lots of bugs. Independent, rises number 3. You're referring to the Bank of England, I take it. They obviously get a lot of pressure, external pressure, don't they? But they should be independent. But no. If you start from 5 and you have 60% growth, it's still way better than having 200% growth and starting from 1. Yep. Even though the growth is higher. Yes, spot on. Down we go. Satniv, okay. A precious lesson. Banks here stopped trading in the UK and the British were surprised. Imagine that, yeah. Well, trading in the UK become very, very difficult because that, memorandums of understanding, what have you, and obviously bank passport, and that door swung both ways. And so many people here in France, Spain, and any EU country, well, if they've got British bank accounts, they're being closed left, right, and centre. So, because they're not allowed to operate here, you see. So I got my French bank. It's quite handy. Well, got to have it anyway. I've got business there, school. So you got to have your bank here. So, Joe says Vipec, a British speciality. If it was a Vipec, say, I'll become. It's the ultimate pump and dump. What? Wishy with a contactless card. Is it a hat? Is it a sandwich? Is it?
Welcome to the Brexit, sir. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Where's my potty? Wish. I thought of it earlier. I thought of that earlier. Okay. Well, God. Richie Sunak didn't even know what to do with that flipping card, did he? He's trying to pay for his fuel. Oh, God, what's that all about? Sat there, buy a Fanta. I said, Mister, I can't pay for a can of Coke, Sunak. So up, I don't. What's the time anyway? How long have I been doing this for? Oh, 38 minutes. Good hour, isn't it? My pension pot has dropped. Number 3. My pension pot has dropped a lot recently. Oh yeah, recently. It's a bit scary. I bet it is. That's things. It affects people's lives. You know. It's different whether or not you can. I don't know, go to the pub or not. You won't be able to afford that soon anyway, because even Pop the Bing, Tim Martin, even he said that. While he was laughing, that would be a great idea to have £10 pints. God. Well, it's about £8 at the moment, some pubs are charging. And some pubs are actually, so they get the 25% tax relief. Water in the beer down to 3.4%, or breweries that is, water in the beer down to 3.4%. So they get that 25p tax break. I can't bear that week. It's a bit insipid, if you ask me. It's not for me. No, I'd rather go without, to be honest. I do love Boris. What? I do love. Oh, love that Boris. I do love that Boris was going to be sanctioned for longer than Truss was PM. Yeah. Quite 90 days. They're going to sanction Boris Johnson for 90 days for lying to the House and the British people, to be fair. Oh, crikey! You can't even. He can't even visit now. He has to be frisked. He has to be frisked, he does. And an internal examination to see whether or not he's, bringing in any old Russians.
So, you have accepted the truth.
Oh, could a Brexit import tax cause a retaliation? A Brexit I tell you what we'll do is I'll push the price of food up. We started talking about this. No, I didn't finish. We got the that Brexit import tax, which is £43 for every consignment. So if you've got a mixed pallet, which is a really complicated thing anyway, especially when we've got phytosanitary coming in later. Oh my God, you know what happened regarding getting stuff out of the United Kingdom into the EU? Well, it's obviously going to be coming the other way. And the problem with that is that you've got a mixed pallet loads. You might have some, I don't know, some cheddar cheese. No, import. So I don't know, some Gouda and from the Netherlands, or some Camembert from France, or something. Well, it's a split pallet, and it's going to cause all sorts of problems because it's effectively more than one consignment, more than one phytosanitary, etc., etc., etc. It goes on and on and on. So we had a lot of problems going the other way, going into the EU with that. But Delays. Because they're closing one after the other at the moment, and because of import problems, struggling to get the stuff for various reasons. But now they're going to have this to deal with as well, the £43 tax, import tax on Brexit related. It's not just deli type stuff; it's pretty much everything, food related stuff. Anyone who says that there's no VAT on food, there is. There is everything from getting that to until. Okay, a lot of the VAT can be tax deductible in some cases, but not for everybody. No, you get a little bistro, for instance, and they might sell coffee, and they pay VAT on the coffee, but it might be a small bistro. They might not be having enough come in. And then enough sales, and all of a sudden they can't claim the VAT back on the coffee they bought, for instance. For argument's sake. So no one bringing mixed pallets. Nowadays, shippers, trucking companies are not accepting the loads at all, especially going into the EU, because they've had so much grief. Well, that means everything is either going to be a bigger load. How can small exporters do that? And obviously, we've got business to customer model, B2B, B2C models. business to customer model where businesses in the UK might sell one item. We've heard all these stories before, and there's a lot like was it Cheshire Cheese Company and companies like that. I think it's Stuart Burrell, I think his name. We'll do it Stuart Sparrow, that's it, Cheshire Cheese Company. And the problem they had is they did a lot of online sales. People would buy one truckle of cheese, and the problem with that is, as it comes into the EU, exported from the UK, well, it had phytosanitary on that, which is 200 quid's worth of costs on one truckle of cheese. But if you've got split pallets, they were getting stopped left, right, and centre. And if one, say for instance, there's cheese, but then there's a load of, I don't know, inanimate objects in there, like, I don't know, pots or something, which doesn't come with a phytosanitary, that one item then delays the whole load, the whole pallet, or the whole shipment. So it's just caused so many problems. And so many people regarding import taxes. I got caught out on this regarding people sending us stuff, gifts, from my kids and what have you, and then I'm having to pay tax on it. And sometimes, well, quite often, the tax on, because they get the initial fee and then the tariff, or the tax, VAT, whatever it is, and is higher than the value of the item when you're on low value items. When you get to high value items, obviously it's still very expensive, but it's generally less than what the value of the item is. It could be as a quarter or even a third of the value. So you've got a £1,000 bike, you're going to be paying around 1,400 euros for it in the EU because of all the extra fees you've got to pay. So many people have been caught out with this. You know, it's just nuts. That's just how it is. It's Brexit.
Welcome to the Brexit, sir. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Ham sandwiches, anybody? The thing is, whom do you retaliate against? Good point. We've got a government that doesn't listen, or they're going to have to in the next general election. Well, it's the British buyers that are shouldering the cost, they are, and the sellers and exporters into the UK just adds the costs on top. Well, or they just don't bother, because many exporters in the EU just said the UK is not worth the candle. Yeah, there's too much hassle. He's looking at me. What do you want, Wally? What do you need? You've got water. You've even got food in you. Oh, you get that now. Okay. Oh, dear. What's he like? He's very needy, though. Very needy, though, Wally is. Mark's biggest fan says, I get a lot of deliveries on trucks from Europe, from Denmark, Norway, Austria, Germany, and Lithuania. Only doing multi-drops from one company at a time. No mixed loads. No, can't do it. But that ain't going to help small business, small to medium enterprises if you want a bit of something. There. No spanners left. Oh no, all spanners are gone. Oh dear. Yes, I know. A friend runs a thousand truck company. Crikey, I bet they can tell a story or two. Now, lorry drivers in the UK, that their wages have gone up. You know, but so has the costs. A hell of a lot of responsibility being a lorry driver. I don't think people really appreciate, you know, how at risk they are, because they're responsible for everything. It isn't always necessarily their fault. I don't think so, anyway. Unless your tyres are flat or no tread on them. I ordered a lot of things from Spain and Italy for delivery and no extra fees or VAT. Priced as post. But yeah, I know, but you're in Germany. Same as me. I can order things from Spain. In fact, we do with dog's medication. We get that from Barcelona. It's cheaper, you see, and we don't pay no import fees. No. It's got to show in the prescription. All we have to do, don't we, Wally? And then we send it, do it online and what have you, and then it comes about a week later. Well, about 4 or 5 days, if that. So, yeah, because I'm in France. Going over the channel. Here's another thing. Oh, dear. Good night, number 3. Take care, buddy. And keep it up, my friend. Keep it up. Keep pressing record. Yeah, every video you do, your last video, you have a smiley face. I think that really works. Have a smiley face. Okay. Yeah, they're not accepting that. David Crockett says, hello, David Crockett. Is it lonely in France? I don't get lonely. I really don't. Not with these flipping dogs. Or have you found it easy enough to mix with the locals? Yeah, not a problem with that. I don't know how good your French. My French is terrible, but we, to be fair, we have like this kind of banter going on, and we don't have a problem. My French, I do, I manage. My reading of French and my writing of French is much better than my speaking of French. I really struggle with the pronunciation and rolling R's. I'm absolutely rubbish. I'm really self-conscious at spitting at people. I don't want to spit at people. Oh dear. Anyway, yeah, no, I'm not lonely. No. Obviously, I do this as well. It's kind of engagement there, but also we've got our local friends and stuff. I saw, our neighbour came over earlier today as well, our French neighbour, Violette. So yeah, but also we have there's a lot of community little gatherings that go on, which are quite good. So there's some, and then in the town and that they do regularly do like a Mules and Fritz thing. Everyone gathers and what have you. And also, I do a bit of charity work. So, there is that's French. And it's a fair. There's a fair. It's a fete here in France. And it's an Orador. It's a big deal. It really is big. It is quite a big deal. The people come from miles and miles around. Really busy thing it is. Anyway, we make floats. I made pharaohs. I made weird animals that rock their heads. Basically, we weld up all this blooming iron bar into various shapes, into hands and stuff like that, and heads, and then mechanize it, and we cover it all in with this paper mache, literally paper mache, basically. And then on top of that, they stick all these flowery things. They make all these weird flowery things that stick all over them. Typical kind of fair type. So it's a like floats. That's it, floats in the UK and that. Oh, and Alistair. No, Alistair. Alistair, I don't care. No. Take it, buddy. No, it's not. I'm not lonely. Caroline, I think she gets lonely sometimes. She'll put up with me, you see. But she struggles with communication because she's really, her hearing's very bad. So, there we come. There could be one Brexit benefit. Oh, what could be? I was raised speaking Portuguese, says Joa. German, a little French and English. Blinking hell. I can roll that R. That comes my way. Crikey. I was in England, education went very little languages when I was growing up. No language at all in primary school whatsoever when I was growing up. Not in the school I was in. In the primary school, it was just St William's primary school. Yet my cousin was in Hillside, in the same kind of area, but in Hillside, and they did do French. So a bit let down there. Sometimes shipping would cost me €36 from the UK. Bloomin' hell. What's Germany? That's expensive. So Larry the Cat says I'm a toothless spanner. 91 leads. Hello, Phil McCracken. I hope you're well, friend. The spanners have been the victim of Marx's time vortex. What? Lead times are up to 16 weeks. Blimey. That's nuts. Got EV cars next, wasn't it? The gift that keeps on giving. So, I tend to think that they're gonna. Oh God, no, Wally wants to go outside now. It's really annoying at the moment. So, dear me, I don't know where we're going to head with this. It's just we've got kids that are shrinking. We've got horrendous inflation. Interest rates are going to go through the roof, and it ain't going to work. But don't worry, David Lammy has said that Labour is going to be pragmatic. It's going to go for every element of, Labour Party will go for every element of the Trade Cooperation Agreement. Obviously the EU is not going to listen. They're just going, okay, whatever. But they're going to go for every element of the Trade and Cooperation Agreement. And apparently they're going to improve it. Going to tweak it. That's not going to be enough. It's just not. I just can't see it. They might help a bit, but no. And there's so many things in the way. Got the Australian trade deal. Well, the EU don't want that stuff coming into the EU, do they? How are you going to stop that happening? We're going to have red, green lanes going around the country, everywhere. Going into, well, Calais. Oh, maybe. Well, that ain't been working either, has it? Because foodstuffs have been entering Ireland from the UK that the EU don't want to have. In fact, they've been told to recall it. I did a video about that before with Iceland, what have you. It's just nuts. We don't want that rotten shit. Thank you. We send it to you instead. That's what we do. But for them to say that, something you want to do here, I've got it written down here somewhere. Here it is. Again, David Lammy, what you were saying. He also suggests that Labour was ready to look again at freedom of movement and would aim to strike a flexible mobility agreement to allow the EU and the UK citizens to move right to travel for short-term business trips without requiring a visa. Well, potentially that would include bans, because effectively what they get a work visa to perform, what have you, if they're taking any money. So that could help there, but they're still going to have to agree to it. And then you got this disparity going on. You've got a massive flipping trading bloc, and you got us tiny little people over here. What have we got to give? Yeah, they might just allow it, that sort of thing, because that's good for EU citizens coming. To be fair, actually, that one could benefit the EU considerably. They could sell us more stuff in the UK. So, anyway, they can't do anything ready until 2026 anyway, when it's going to have to be looked at. Yeah. Oh, do you know what? It's now turned midnight. Oh, nearly. Not quite. So I am going to call it in a bit. Oh, I am. Because I'm slurring my words. And I think that's a good sign for me to say, oh no, maybe I'm a bit tired. Yeah. Anyway, I was just filling in for the Snowflake show because they were going to be on tonight. And they would have been on for about an hour. I've done 1 hour 55. Well, okay, it's not as bad as... Yeah, I've done 7 hours before, so isn't that bad, is it really? No. Lead times up 16 weeks. Bandless, I know. Barcelona. There we go. Casper Northern, hello there. Iceland shut today. What, shut for good? Casper, do you mean Iceland shut today in an island, Republic of Ireland? What, they closed down? Ooh. Because I know they had to recall everything because they were importing stuff where they couldn't tell where it's from. No origin. Animal products. They include milk and stuff like that. Blimey. So much for this red green lane. It ain't working, is it? No. Mark's biggest fan says, we will still have low alcohol pints that cost a tenner though. Not, oh yeah, oh God, so 3.4%. That's horrendous. Oh God. How can you make beer, weak beer, actually taste like beer? If you had like, because Grimberg and they do a beer what they call triple hops, and it's a really hoppy beer, obviously triple hop, and it's okay, that's quite strong, but you wouldn't necessarily notice because it's so hoppy. Would it cover up the fact that it's weak? Okay, you're not gonna get drunk so quickly, maybe. But again, I suppose you could drink for a straw. He's back. If I listen to the German version, it would be what would be worse? Jeremiah asked, if I pick, I once told Marcus, just call me John. But I gave up. Alright, John. I got used to it now. It really doesn't bother me at all. Okay, then. Okay. How do you pronounce Joa, then? Phonetics, please. Ah. Oh, you done a bit, Joel. Oh, it's Joel, is it? Or Joel? 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 Oh my god, I spelled it. Do you know what? I've got another one here. Phonetics. He ain't here tonight, but I keep calling him, yeah, that one there. So I'll write one down for you, and maybe that eventually that'll end up in my head. Is that right? It says, okay, Joa. I'm terrible with pronunciation. I think I'm always getting criticised for it, left, right, and centre. I am. Oh dear, I got a bit head, but don't worry me anymore. To be fair, I've just done it wrong. Joa, that's Joel. Joel. Oh God's sake. Well, look, come on. People keep calling me Marcos. Actually, the French, on my taxes, they called me Marius for ages. On my taxes. Marius. Someone got that one wrong. Okay, I've got 2 up there now. Crikey. Blimey. Let's double check. Let's see if you've said anything since. Yes. Oh, okay. It's Joel. Joel? Oh, God. I can't remember all this stuff. Yeah, oh, crikey. My head's already throbbing. Examinership. Receivership. Chat you at. Oh my god, that's just an island though, isn't it? So they've actually been struggling big time. Iceland has. They haven't been making any money. No. I think he's on Nick Fry, the CEO. He's Brexiter though. A Tory Brexiter. Yeah. And he is they said they've been breaking even. So I don't know what's like in Ireland. I think Ireland is a franchise, the one in Ireland. So, Iceland. Then I am going to make a race for the sack. Iceland, Ireland. Oh, accept all. Okay. Is that what you call it in Ireland? Is it examinership? Is that receivership? Okay, Iceland Republic. The company which runs Iceland Supermarket franchise, it is a franchise, it's been placed into examinership. I don't know what that is. That's obviously an Irish thing. Similar to administration. So basically, they're going to see what they can do with it. In the UK, a process allowing financial troubled company time to seek new investment, and also they've got this recall as well going on at the moment. So Metron Stores Limited has operated the Iceland stores in the Republic of Ireland since March of this year. Oh yeah, I did a video about this before. Where hang on, that. Where has it gone? Where's it gone? Where has it gone, baby? Here we go. Oh, there's a fridge. Oh, is Sunak in there anywhere? No? Okay. So Metron Stores Limited has operated the Iceland stores in Republic of Ireland since March of this year. Oh, since March this year. Okay, well that ain't for very long, is it? Let's just bring this down a bit. So March this year. So last week the firm was ordered to withdraw all imported frozen food of animal origin. Oh dear. Naughty. The Food Safety Authority of Ireland, FSAI, said that the order applied to products imported into the Republic of Ireland since the 3rd of March. In addition, the FSAI directed the company to recall affected products. Well, this could throw their face in the mud, doesn't it, as well? Not to eat any of the implicated food because we don't know where it comes from. Well, the authorities said that there was inadequate evidence of traceability of imported frozen food from the retailer. And foods of animal origin are any products that contain ingredients that come from an animal. No, you don't say. I think that bit's obvious. Yeah. Okay. So now they're going basically into administration. So could go into receivership. We'll see if they can actually get any money to pull themselves out of it. Nuts, eh? Nuts. Spot Johnson in the freezer? Well, maybe. I wish you soon it went missing the other day. Yeah, he didn't turn up, did he? For the vote. Cheeky fella. Welcome to our little community club of members and all the future members. Please join us and we'll make it into the friendliest club on tube. Yes! Memberships! Oh, and ginger chicken is... ginger chicken is delicious here, but it means a different thing. Okay, the chicken is boiled and then gingered in a pan with olive oil and garlic and bay leaf. It sounds actually really good. Chat You Out says, Allshorts, these 3 levels in the Republic of Ireland, examinership, receivership and liquidation. Oh, okay. So basically it's similar to the UK, I suppose. Apart from the examinerships, it's called something different. It's like administration. Right, okay, that's interesting. I didn't even know that. Live and learn every day, don't you, hey? Fish is an animal. Is it? No. You can't... you can't ginger. Stuff about ginger. Oh, no, not without ginger. Do something without ginger. No, I like ginger. I do. Actually, my friend gave me some ginger from another country. Slightly orange colour. And when I was on Ginger Island with... there was lots of ginger plants everywhere. Not on the island, but in Boca's Town. The Tory sharks are not animals. Oh, no. They're just sharks. Don't insult the fauna. Oh. Yeah, good news. I'll take care of that cat. I am going to be going as well. I'm so tired. I really am tired. I think it's time to go. My eyes are... Boom. I'm not getting enough sleep. That's what the problem is. That's why I'm short. Apparently, you see, sleep deprivation. You grow when you're tall. No, you grow when you sleep. Apparently, you see. Maybe that's the problem with these kids. You see, maybe that's why they're all short because they spend so much time under the covers with the tablets. And the young lads, they're probably you know what they're doing. Yeah. Well, mummy and daddy knock on the door. Lights out. Time for bed. They get out under the covers so they can't see the light coming from their devices, and do whatever they do. Maybe they're just on TikTok. Literally. No? Maybe that's why they're stunted. Maybe it's got nothing to do with austerity. Maybe that's why they got rickets, because they don't venture out. Maybe. 700 kids a year. And now it'd been admitted to hospital for... That's almost unheard of. For rickets and scurvy. For Christ's sake, man. That ain't right. That really ain't right. Blimey. Ginger's kind of a cherry. Anyway, what we're going to do? Anyway, first, one thing I haven't done him. No, got to do him. You got to have the little kid, haven't we? So he's short. It's like he's been compressed a bit, you know what I mean? For a bit, a bit like me, you know. He's been whack-a-mole. He's like, kids are funny. They are. And scroll. Okay, get rid of that one. Okay, we got that. Well, we kind of talked about
I want
him
British
earlier.
people to have cheaper food, clothing and footwear the
like
day
him.
we leave the European
No.
Union. I think it's rather uplifting.
Yeah. No, it's not. Not at all. No. Well. Oh, my giddy aunt. Blimey. I tell you what, though, but you're talking about imports and exports. How about this geezer?
Remember the days when people like Nick Clegg would say that Nigel Farage's claims about an EU army are fictional and that it's a dangerous fantasy. Well, we've seen that the EU has now launched its own guard, its own armed guard that'll police its border. Why, if it didn't have aspirations of being a political and economic union with its own armed guard?
Has anyone mentioned this before? Isn't it funny? Anything to do with Richie Sunak over corruption and pretty much everything else that obviously regarding the blood money from Russia. How come it never materialises into anything? That's what I don't understand. Carol Baldwin? She made this quite clear a while back, didn't she?
Rishi, Prime Minister, co-founded a hedge fund called Theleme, and no one's talking about it. Theleme invested, in the last few years, £1 billion in Moderna
That's
shares. Rishi Sunak said he has put all his assets into a blind trust. He has refused, and The Guardian was the last newspaper to report on this in November 2020. At that point, he refused to say whether he holds assets in Theleme and therefore in Moderna.
Well,
so
I suppose it's time
that
for him to
man
go.
came out in front of 10 Downing Street,
In a moment.
as our Prime Minister said,
Why is
I
that in the wrong
pledge
place? Just
that I
notice.
will serve you with integrity and humility.
He said pompously.
transparency, all of this. If you are true to your word, Rishi Sunak, tell us, do you own, through Theleme or any other means, shares in Moderna? Because if you do, are we now talking about insider trade?
But Carol Vorderman, our tiny Prime Minister, has his fingers in a lot of pies, including Ernest Stavro Blofeld, Rupert Murdoch's News Corp.
Prime Minister is largely chosen by dint of how much he's sucked up to the newspaper barons.
The Sun, the Daily Fail, the manipulator of tiny minds. I think Richie Sunak. But also, Tempur-Pedic International, who supplies beds for the NHS. And George, not just the odd one or two. I know, horror, isn't he? But many. Richie Sunak is bent as a 9-bob note. Allegedly. Oh well. Ta-ta. And thanks for joining us tonight and that. And I'll try and fill in for the Snowflake Show again next Wednesday. But I will be going live again anyway, probably sometime again this week, plus Sunday, the usual time, most likely. So I'd like to thank everybody, pursuit chats and stuff, and memberships now, which is pretty darn cool. And I'll look at trying to change the avatars. Yeah, the emoji thingy majiggies. Yeah, those things. And see if I can do that. Maybe. I need to find out about this membership. I'm going to have to learn a bit now, aren't I? About memberships. God knows what I'm going to do. Oh well. There you go. Well, it's time for me to go, as I said a million times already. But I suppose we could do... Blimey. Well, it could be worse. It could be.
And again, this is just my own personal opinion, is that these people who have to live somewhere, let's have them in a tent in the middle of a field, 6 o'clock every morning, let's have them up, let's have them in the fields, picking potatoes or any current seasonable vegetables, back in the tent, cold shower, lights out, 6 o'clock, the same the next day. That would be my solution.
What a horrible little cretin that he is. Ta-ta. Thanks to the Spanners.